ushered in a new era that threatened to transform the values of men. No longer would spirituality be their compass, but not all welcomed the change. In 1783, just as the fires of the Laki eruption had plunged all of Europe into an ashen darkness, a horde of demons spilled from the shadows and fell upon city after English city. It was a message. The Alchemy Guild, fearing the rise of industrialism and abandonment by their wealthy patrons, had done the unthinkable to defend their existence. Through recondite arts, the alchemists had created shard binders, humans transplanted with crystal that attuned them to demonic power. They sacrificed the shard binders, and in doing so threw the gates of the world open to demonkind. Countless innocents died, and though the Church succeeded in vanquishing the Hell's End, a steep price had already been paid and collected. As for the shard binders, they were presumed to have all died in the sacrificial rite. However, 2 survived. Jebel, the boy for whom by some miracle the rite did not prove fatal. And Miriam, a girl who was spared the rite altogether on account of the strange slumber that took her just before it could begin. 10 years had passed, and mankind too soon forgets tragedy. The demons have returned, presaged by a great castle. And on this very hour, Miriam awakens. Upon learning Jebel is the architect of this new, bloodstained ritual, Miriam and the alchemist Johannes set forth for the accursed castle. Their galleon cuts through the water, lancing towards the inevitable.
Johannes, are you certain it would...
It was Jebel's doing, Miriam.
It's so hard to believe. I wouldn't even be alive if not for him.
I know. I know how you feel. And the hell he endured 10 years ago would break the best of souls. Miriam, I want you to know that I'm sorry.
It was their transgression, not yours.
Obviously, not enough.
Well, let it go, Johannes. If Jebel is responsible for the summoning, then I have to...
I ought to do it. He was...
But I'm the only one who can. The shard experiments prepared me for 10 whole years.
I wish I had the answer. All I know is the spell that stopped time for you was... But by observing the ebb of the magic's hold on you, I was able to predict...
Oh.
We'll make landfall soon. I had the chest there, packed with essential equipment. Now it... Good. You're prepared. The next order of...
I'll take care of it.
Was that a shard?
I'd forgotten the way it felt. Like...
The demon's power was transmuted into that shard, which forcibly... The strength you gain from it is undeniable, but eventually...
I thought the procedure you discovered halted the corruption.
It did, but that doesn't guarantee you'll be safe.
I know my body's limits better than anyone. and I'm going to need all the power I can get. And if I run into trouble, you can help me. You've done it before. You'll do it again.
Thanks for giving me a choice in the matter. Just promise you won't push yourself.
How did they get inside?
The demons from the castle must have infested.
Then they can help me wake up these muscles of mine. I'll... This device responds to magic. Maybe I just need to hold my hand up to it.
So, Sleeping Beauty, you've
Jebul, tell me you didn't do this.
How does it not? After all the sins humans wrought upon...
Johannes told me what they did to you. And you're right, it's horrible. But what you're doing now is just as bad.
No! No, there you are. What the alchemists did was reshuffle what I intend to do is reshuffle the world. Join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel.
What? I never thought I'd hear that I was the one that came to you broken. Convinced I was a monster.
This is nonsense.
You told me our power doesn't make us good or bad. I'd given up on my humanity, but you restored my hope. Master...
Miriam, I tire of reminiscing. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Then first prove you can... Along the way, you'll have no choice but to absorb shards, if you can still claim to be human at the end of it all. Come, Gregory. We're leaving.
Jebul, wait! I saw it. Just a flicker. That...
Bloodstained.
They've moved faster than we hoped. Miriam, we have to...
All right. But wait. Thank you. You know who I am?
I'm sorry we couldn't get here sooner, Dominique.
So this is a...
Yes,
an exorcist. Then we're lucky...
and the church you, Miriam.
You wouldn't have asked if it wasn't important, but she deserves to be armed with all the facts.
Yes, I told you when I contacted you that the Shardbinder Jebel is
Yes, there's no mistake about that.
What?
Then let me get right to the point. I find it curious that the outpouring of just happens to coincide with the sudden awakening.
You're right, it is strange. But the church doesn't get to drag...
Oh, do you decide? I asked you to bring her here so she could see the horrors. I have no intention of force.
You don't have to.
Thank you, Miriam.
Oh, hello there.
I'm all...
You are quite welcome.
Anne.
What a lovely name. Anne. Come on. I did some looking around before.
Yeah.
Johannes, you, Anne, and I.
What? We can't...
Don't be foolish. We would only get an...
I'll be fine, Johannes. Please don't...
But we'll be here if you need us.
Let's not waste any time.
Come back if you need anything.
Thank...
I know you're strong.
Miriam, well, since this is your first time here, let me...
please?
I have made arrangements. I would have liked to provide what you need for free, but see, I will need money in order to keep the supply posts.
No, I understand.
I can also...
Wait.
Of course. I am not permitted to sell them, but you may want to keep extras, since possessing multiple shards of the same type, and more importantly, if you...
May accelerate, but I'll find a way to deal with...
I still recommend selling your shards as a means of making...
All right. I know you...
I think that explains everything. What are you looking to sell? What are you looking to sell? What are you looking to buy? Is this right? Then we have a deal. Oh, I forgot to give this to you. It's the key to the building. You can...
Thank you.
I invited the other survivors. They all have troubles that need resolving.
I'll do what I can.
I know you will. Come back...
Oh, hello, miss. Oh, you...
Dominique, what is all this machinery?
That is photographic equipment.
Photo...
To put it more plainly, it allows me to capture images.
What? Really?
Unfortunately, I don't have the silver bromide I need.
I'll see if I can find it.
Ah, here she is. You have to marvel at the church's resources. Look at what they've provided.
I know.
So, what I can do for you here in the workshop is take materials you bring me. But the alchemy is easier to show you than explain. So, what'll it be?
with this.
Ooh, I like it.
I'll go with this.
There, all done. Once I've transmuted an item, I'll pass it on to Dominique, so she can carry it at the supply. I'll do my best to inform you of what items you can make, but when it comes to items I don't know about, you...
I understand.
Also, the demon crystal you've obtained, the shards, those can be transmuted. Each shard requires specific materials, but it's worth... Try it when you get the chance.
I think...
Also, neither one of us has been eating well. If you bring me the ingredients, I can use alchemy to... With proper nutrition and a varied diet, you have the potential to get...